Okay. All right. And for those of you who are watching this recording, I invite you to pause this recording and go into the NVC needs inventory and take the time to actually rank out what your top 10 needs are. And bonus points if you have taken the time to also rank them. Once you have your top 10, rank them from 1 to 10. So for those of us who are joining us here live on the course, I'm curious who may want to share what their top 10 needs are.
Okay. I put number 1 as acceptance, number 2 as appreciation, and then 3 cooperation, 4 communication, 5 companionship, 6 participation, 7 to matter, 8 support, 9 integrity, and 10 celebration of life.
Beautiful. How does it feel to actually have that kind of clarity for what it is that you actually want, or what those top needs are for you?
Yeah, it made sense. Especially, well, 7 to 10 are like dessert, but like celebration, like happy birthday, like my sadness has the answers. Like I'm like, I don't have any needs. I'm just happy to be here. But then when it's my birthday and nobody gives a fuck, I'm sad. So clearly that is important to me. I would like that. So, but yeah, 1 and 2 were like, I definitely need that. I definitely feel mad at people when I don't get that. So yeah, like my anger and sadness have the answers. All of this stuff oh no, that's bad. And like, I have decided for me not to judge my bad feelings and actually inquire and ask, like, hey, heart, what do you want? What could make you feel better? Instead of not having needs. Because clearly you're miserable. So let's do something different.
Yeah, I totally get that. And congratulations on finding a different way that you can relate to what is coming up. And that's one of the beautiful things I find in nonviolent communication in this way, that being able to say, okay, I'm feeling this like sadness, or I'm feeling this anger. What is the underlying need that I'm perceiving is not that is not being met? And perhaps it's not that I'm perceiving that I'm not mattering, or that I'm not getting the affection that I need. And once I identify that, it becomes easier to go and like talk to people around me, being like, hey, I'm perceiving that my need for respect isn't being met. Uh, are you willing to collaborate with me to help me get my need for respect met? And something I found useful that I can add on top of that is the idea that, um, you know, if, say, for example, I feel that in interactions I'm with someone that I'm not having my need for respect being met with how they interact with me, I can say, when I talk with you, I feel like my need for respect isn't met. Are you willing to help meet my need for respect? If not, that's okay. You're not bad. You are not wrong. I may choose to limit my time around you. And this would be a boundary that is for me and it's nothing against you. So I can be in right relationship with myself.
Want me to share my list?
Yes, please do, Sharon.
So I'm finding I love to find places of peace and joy. So joy is first. I like to play games and anyway, I'll just read the words. So joy, peace, beauty, appreciation, communication, consistency. Oh, I got authenticity twice. Peace. Oh, peace. Oh, it is up there. Consistency, authenticity, harmony, respect, and self-respect. One more, a celebration of life. My mom always liked to have parties. So now she's rejoicing having parties in heaven.
Got it. Thank you for sharing those, Cheryl. And yeah, once I or yourself figures out what those top needs are, one of the things that can be useful is really to ask ourselves, okay, now that I know what my needs are, what does that actually look like to me? Because something like play can look very different from person to person. So it's like, what does play look like to me? What does celebration of life look like to me? What does authenticity look like to me? As you know, as we're getting these more granulated refinements, it's still a process that goes on. And I'll share my top 10 needs, which I have not listed in any particular order as of yet in redoing this exercise, as I'm going right along here with you. Authenticity, honesty, autonomy, intimacy, love, choice, affection, to understand and be understood, communication, and sexual expression. And for me, a lot of these interweave with one another. Like for me, autonomy and choice. It's something that I know about myself is I'm ethically non-monogamous. I'm non-monogamous by nature, and I have a preference for, well, as part of my authenticity and honesty, you know, ethical non-monogamy is very important to me. I have a high preference and need for polyamory, which is part of my sexual expression, which also goes along with my affection, love, and intimacy. And with it being non-monogamous, having the choice to go and pursue additional lovers outside of who I may be with at the time is important to me. So I invite you, as you look over your list, to both take a look at what does it look like to you and how do these needs interact and interplay with one another, and see how they may be combined. Because sometimes we can get more than one need met through doing the same thing, or doing something may help fulfill multiple needs simultaneously. All right, so let's take a deep breath. Oh, sound. Next, with this greater clarity of knowing what your heart wants and being able to embrace it. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and keep in mind these top 10 needs that you've written down, and take a moment to imagine within yourself these needs being met. And ultimately, we are responsible for our needs getting met. No one else is responsible for meeting our needs. We can only ask other people to collaborate in helping us get our needs met. But ultimately, it is our responsibility as the individual to get each of these needs met. So if we're able to take a moment to breathe that in and being like, these are the needs that I have. And these are part of the universal needs that everyone has within them. And these are some of the most important needs to me right now at this point in my life. I invite you to take a moment to feel what that feels like in your body. To acknowledge that this is what I need. And invite you to begin to consider that it's okay to need these things. It's okay for you to want these things. That you deserve to have these needs met in your life. And that you're worthy to have these needs met. Let's take another deep breath. Relaxing jaw, relaxing the belly, relaxing your ass, making even more space within you, making space for connecting with your heart, making space for these needs that we're discovering having. That as we create this sense of home and our sense of belonging within us, that these are some of the things that we're going to be instilling as part of our home, as part of our belonging. That we get to have these needs in our life and it's okay for them to be there. And for those of us who were here last week and being able to recall what it was like last week, for what you had noticed when you started to create that sense of home within oneself and what that felt like, and the sense of belonging within oneself. How do these needs go and show up for what home felt like? How do these needs show up for and what the belonging felt like? And I invite you to begin to imagine, what would it be like within yourself having that sense of home and sense of belonging and having those needs met? Deep breath. I invite you to just, as you take in your next deep breath, put a hand on the chest and let out with a sound. Sound so it resonates in the chest. So you feel your hand vibrating. Because when you're able to let out a sound that vibrates in your chest, that vibrates your hand, it simulates the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is connected to help our brain go from fight or flight into the rest and digest. It's a signal to the body that with where we're at, that it's safe going on. I'll also offer you this additional tool of a phrase to reassure the reptilian part of the brain who may be freaking out right now, because the reptilian brain knows that with whatever you've done to this point, it has kept you alive. And that survival part of the brain may be going, I don't know about this new thing. Yeah, it may sound really great, and I don't know if it will kill us, because we've yet to actually live through it in this lifetime. And so I offer you this. I invite you to repeat after me. This is safe. This is survivable. This is allowable if I choose it to be, and I choose it to be. Take a moment to breathe that in. And I invite you to consider that you have the power and the ability to have those be true for you in any moment, including this one. That you can make the declaration that what you're doing is safe. You can make the declaration that what is going on is survivable. You can make the declaration that what you're doing is allowable if you choose, and that you're consciously choosing it. You are at choice. You are at choice in every moment. And I know that there have been times in our life where we may have not felt that we are at choice. Times we have felt that there was only one option. And perhaps that option was that I have to do this particular thing or I'm going to die. And the will to live is very strong. That's okay. And that was also a choice. You chose to live because you're here. And I acknowledge you for doing whatever it took to survive, whatever it took to get to this point where you're at right now. And it's okay. People may have been harmed along the way. You may have been harmed along the way. And what happened is what happened. Regardless of how amazing or how tragic that thing was, you survived it. And you got to where you are right now. And in this place right now, you have the opportunity to remind yourself and reclaim that you have your own sovereignty, that you are at choice. You have the opportunity to say, this is my life, and I am creating this for me. You have the opportunity to come back home to yourself, no matter how many times that you may have abandoned yourself or done just what the other person wanted to do because it was easier, because it was simpler, or because it made sense. Even if parts of your body were screaming, no, don't. Feel the divine love, that you are accepted and held, accepted just as you are right now, regardless of the state that your body is in, your mind is in, your heart is in, or your soul is in. You matter to the universe because you exist. You are worthy because you are here and now. And there is nothing that you've had to do to earn that worthiness. There's nothing that you have done in the past to lose that worthiness. There is nothing that you could do in the future moving forward to no longer be worthy. Because you are worthy just by the fact that you exist. You're held in love and tenderness for whatever you've been through. You're here now, and you are loved. I invite you to take in another deep breath. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly, relaxing the abs, making even more space to let in that love and that compassion. Seeing the humanity of you as a beautiful soul, having gone through whatever you've gone through, doing the best you could with what you knew how at the time. The other people that did whatever they did, also seeing the humanity within them. They were doing the best they could with what they knew how, with what they were capable with at the time. I invite you to consider that they were doing their best, because if they could have done better, they would have. And this is a new moment. This can be a decorative new chapter. And like, you can turn the page in your book of your life and say, this is who I am now. This is what I create for me now. This is what I declare I need now. And it's okay for me to need these things. It's okay for me to want these things. I deserve it, and I'm worthy of it because I exist. Period. End of sentence. I am worthy, and I deserve it because I exist. I had taken one more deep breath. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly, relaxing your ass. And in this love, compassion, humanity. Get it while you can. Get it while it's here. And you can tap into this anytime you want. This is always available to you. Because you are the one that is capable of generating these feelings within yourself. It simply takes a bit of practice. And if you've done it once, like you're doing it now, you are capable of coming back to this place. I'm proud of you. And I love you. And I am you, disguised as not you. You are me, disguised as not me. We are the one and the whole. We're the all and the all individuated. Just as the fingers appear to be separate from the hand, yet they're all connected by the same hand. So each as we see these different human beings running around, we are connected. We are all one that are connected on the soul level. all come from that divine source. That's where we come from. That is where we go back to after these human lifetimes. And you get to decide what you do with this lifetime, because it's your lifetime and it matters to you because you're here now and you're worthy of it. And you're worthy because you exist. One more deep breath. And out with the sounds that reverberates in the chest. Ah. And I'm curious if anyone would like to go and share what they're present to or what that experience was like. Well, they typed in, I generate feelings within me. I exist to me. Absolutely. And if you're in a space right now where you can just type things in, you know, that's okay too. If you're just wanting to sit with being your experience and not share at all, once again, your choice. Nothing you have to do. Thank you for going deeply. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for choosing yourself. You've done some really deep work today. And I invite you to be kind and gentle with your body. Drink some water. Have some nourishing food. And get some good rest tonight. Let's see. What would be best for homework in this week moving forward? Hmm. Hmm. I'll say that during this week, I invite you to share with at least one person what your top 10 needs are after you've taken the time to rank them from 1 to 10. And if you want to take more time to go over the needs and refine that or tweak that list, you can do that too. You're free to change your mind. You're always free to change your mind. You're always a choice. You are held in love and compassion by me, by the universe, by the divine. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to go and share before we go and complete this evening? Thank you, Cheryl, for letting me know that you were not able to hear very well and that you did appreciate what you did hear and your appreciation of the calm feelings of peace and love. You're very welcome.
I didn't know whether I could open my eyes to move the mouth so I can make it louder.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
In the future, yes. Yes, you can. You're always a choice, and you're always welcome to do whatever you need to make it more workable for you.
Thank you. That's
You're
good to know.
Mhm.
I'm glad I got on. I appreciate the peace, and it's been a pretty hectic day, and this was very nice. Nice way. Nice break.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very well. You're very welcome, Layla. And Layla typed in, thank you, Eco, and thank you, Cheryl, for being here. It's my honor and my pleasure. I'm grateful to be here in service of you, Layla, and to you, Cheryl, and to you who is watching this recording. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being here for yourself. You are loved. All is well. Be kind and gentle to yourself. And we'll see you again soon.